Hey, welcome back to part 3 of my Disney VHS collection. And today, this will be the last part. We will be going over the live action titles. So in the first 2 parts, we went through all the animation clamshells, and we went through some of the cardboard sleeves. So today we will finish up, like I said, with these final 4 shelves. These are all live action. So get yourself relaxed, get a snack and a beverage, and let's check these out. I see that I do still have one more animation VHS to show you guys. It was kind of on a spillover to the other shelf. There was not enough room for this one. This is called On Vacation with Mickey Mouse and Friends, and this is one of the earlier white clamshells that they had, and I really like these. These are very heavy, very high quality. They feel much better than the more modern white clamshells. I really like these. So that will be the last of the animation. So now we're going to get into, we'll start with numbers and we will work our way through the alphabet. The first one is 101 Dalmatians, starring Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil. And these little puppies are cute. And that was followed by 102 Dalmatians. Here's another one of the older white clamshell cases, and this is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I also have a different edition of it. This is called the Family Film Collection. So you can see them side by side. This little hype sticker says it's a 126-minute Dolby Stereo Hi-Fi presentation. Pretty great cast in here. You got Kirk Douglas, James Mason, Peter Lorre. Very fun movie. I enjoyed it. And then we have some of the Air Bud movies. I don't know how many there were in the franchise, but I do have these 4. I don't know the order either, so I'm just going to show them how I have them. So the first one is just Air Bud, so I believe that's the first one, but I don't know what the sequels were. The next one is Air Bud Golden Receiver. Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch. And Air Bud World Pup. If anybody knows which ones I'm missing, or if you want to give the order, you can go ahead and comment down below. Try to generate some comments here if you guys want to leave any comments below. The next one is a classic called Angels in the Outfield. Another great cast. Danny Glover, Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd. Pretty fun little baseball movie. The next one is Annie. This is the Annie remake. 1990. I have a couple of these Walt Disney Comedy Favorites series. This one's volume 3 apparently, and this one is the Absent-Minded Professor. And I have volume 1, the Apple Dumpling Gang. Don Knotts and Tim Conway. And it looks like this was a quarter at one time. Next one's called The Big Green, soccer movie from the creators of Angels in the Outfield. Looks like they got a goat on the team. The next one's called The Biscuit Eater. And I'm drawing a blank on the name of that kid. He was from Family Affair. I think his name was Jody. Oh, Johnny Whitaker, the redheaded kid, the ginger, the ginger. He's Johnny Whitaker. Let's see if I can find when this movie came out. You can see here down at the bottom, there's also a little, I guess, kind of an advertisement. It says also available on DVD. Well, I'm going to guess this movie came out in the very early 70s, maybe even late 60s. The next one's called Blank Check. I don't know anything about this one. Then we have the African ensemble for Cinderella. You have the very gorgeous Whitney Houston and Brandy. She's okay. I never really got into Brandy or her brother Ray J. I just never really got into that, but I do love Whitney Houston. Looks like Jason Alexander's also in here, and Whoopi Goldberg, who I can really do without. I think she's pretty horrible. She's a pretty horrible person. The next one's called Cool Runnings. This one's pretty funny. African bobsled team with John Candy as, I think he was their coach, right? Or their trainer, whatever you want to call those guys. Irie, man, Cool Runnings. That's pretty funny. I liked it. The next one's called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. One of the best ever, in my opinion, as far as making people laugh, making people happy, was Robin Williams in Flubber. This is the remake. Fred MacMurray was the original Flubber, I believe, back in the 60s, maybe 50s. The next one is a documentary called Frank and Ollie. This one's still sealed. These were two of Walt Disney's closest friends and best animators. I recommend that. It's also available on DVD. The next one is called Geppetto. Is Julia, or what's her name? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And Drew Carey is also in here. Is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Let me see. Yep. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I always called her Louise, but it might be Louis. Next one's called Gordy, the talking pig who made it big. These are pretty funny movies. And the last one for Shelf 1 is The Haunted Mansion, starring Eddie Murphy. I was really excited about this when I heard they were making it, and especially when I heard Eddie Murphy was in it. I thought it was going to be great. I couldn't wait to see it. And then I went to see it at the theater, and it bombed. To me, it didn't do very well. it just kind of fell flat, and I didn't really. It was fun for what it was, but it could have been a lot better, I think. So that is the end of shelf 1 for today. We got 3 more to go. Okay, so for these last 3 shelves, I did give myself a little room to play on each shelf in case I get more. And I can just slide those in without rearranging everything. The first one up is called Heidi. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. That's a really nice cover. Like the snowy, icy mountains in the background. You have kind of a lodge here in an opening. It looks really nice. Is that Jane Seymour right there? Jason Robards and Jane Seymour. I have a couple of the Herbie movies, and I don't know what the order is for these, but you have Herbie Goes Bananas. I think there's more than 2 in the franchise. There might be like 4 or 5 maybe. Again, I don't know which order they're in, but that's Herbie Goes Bananas and Herbie Rides Again. So we got a couple of the Herbie movies. I don't actively seek these Herbie movies. If I see them at a rummage sale or thrift shop, I'll grab them, but I don't go out of my way to look for these. But I would like to complete those at some point. I'm in no hurry to do it though. So we have a couple of the Homeward Bound movies. I'll pull those out side by side. First one here was Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. And Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Francisco. I have a couple of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies. And I really enjoy Rick Moranis as a actor, and I know he's retired, but he was a big part of my childhood too, with the Ghostbusters franchise, the Police Academy movies. He was really, really funny. And this one is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Also comes with a bonus animated short, Roger Rabbit in Tummy Trouble. And then I don't know how many sequels there were to this, but this one's called Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. So there they are, back to back. The next one is part of the Kurt Russell collection, volume 3. I got this one at a Goodwill. This one's called The Horse in the Gray Flannel Suit. And you can see Kurt Russell was probably a teenager at that point. Maybe even 12, I don't know, but he looks pretty young. I just wanted to see if I can find a year really quick. A lot of these old VHS tapes never really did show the year that the movie was originally released. I like it when companies do that. I like to see when the movie was originally released and what year the company released it. It's kind of fun to follow that stuff. The next one's called The Incredible Journey. Did we just... I feel like I showed this already. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. It's just very similar to Homeward Bound. I mean, it's almost like it's a rip-off. It's so close. So you got like a Siamese cat. You got a Siamese cat. You have, I guess, kind of a tan-colored large dog. You have a golden retriever, tan colored large dog, and then you have, I don't know, a white boxer, and then you have a rat terrier or whatever those are called. Very, very similar. I never really noticed that before. I'm not sure which one came first. I have a couple of the Inspector Gadget movies. I grew up watching Inspector Gadget as a kid on cartoons. And this one is Inspector Gadget, starring Matthew Broderick. And Inspector Gadget 2, this one stars French Stewart. And I believe that may have been the last one, but I don't know. Here's a sealed copy of Iron Will. Looks like I got that for $1. Beautiful husky. Smart dogs, very loyal dogs. It says it's an uplifting, true life story of courage, determination, and triumph. We've got a couple of the Jungle Book movies. Pull these out. So we can give ourselves a little space to kind of look at these. So the first one is Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. And the second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo. This was part of the, you know what, are these? I'm not sure if the sequel is a Disney movie. It's Columbia TriStar. I have it in here with the other two VHS. I'm not sure if this is actually officially a Disney movie. Columbia TriStar. Oh well, I'll keep it in there with it. And then there's also Mowgli's Story. This one is sanctioned by Disney. Released by Disney. So we'll just get another viewing here. I have one of the, I don't know if there was more than this for Jungle to Jungle, but I do have this one. I'm not sure if there was a sequel. I really like Tim Allen a lot. I think he's hilarious. Everything he does to me is great. I love the Santa Claus movies. I love that the Home Improvement sitcom, and the one that just recently ended about a year ago, Last Man Standing. If you've never watched Last Man Standing, it's hilarious. It's a great show. I'm going to try to pick that up on the complete series box set at some point, if it's even out right now. I don't know. The next one is called A Kid in King Arthur's Court. So I have a couple of the life-size movies. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. This one is called Life Size, with the gorgeous Tyra Banks and the gorgeous Lindsay Lohan. Although she was just a child in this movie, but she has grown up to be a very beautiful woman. And then the next one is called the Lizzie McGuire Movie, starring Hilary Duff. She's cute too. Gorgeous. Okay. I have a couple Mary Poppins movies. So the first one here on the left is the Gold Collection. It's another live action / animation movie. And Dick Van Dyke is in here. He plays a pretty goofy role. Here's the other cover. This is the Masterpiece Collection. Trying to get the best angle here to get that shine off of there. So that's it for shelf 2. We have 2 more to go. Okay, so we start with some of the Mighty Ducks movies. And this one is, I believe this is an animated Mighty Ducks movie. And the only reason I have it on this shelf with live action is because I just group it together with the other Mighty Ducks movies. I have yet to see this one. I don't know if it's any good. I do love animation. I would like to check that out. That character right there in the middle looks really cool. This tape is not in the greatest shape. I will definitely try to upgrade this one at some point. It's a little dirty, but for now it's cool, and I probably paid less than $1 for it, so I'm not even really worried about it. The next one is D2, the Mighty Ducks. I don't have the original, but I don't actively seek it. I can probably find it for maybe $1 on the internet. I just want to find it in the at a thrift shop or something. I'm in no hurry to get it. And D3, this one is still sealed. I got it at Goodwill for $1.99, and at one point somebody paid $16.99 at Kmart. This is D3, the Mighty Ducks. I don't know how many there were in the franchise, but that's all I have for now. The next one is called Man of the House. Chevy Chase is awesome. He's great. And do you guys remember there was a time when this little guy here was the talk of the town? Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He just kind of disappeared. But when he was a child star in the Home Improvement series, he was hugely popular. He was actually, he made a couple of guest appearances with Tim Allen in the Last Man Standing sitcom. He's all grown up now. Doesn't even really look like him anymore. But that's what happens to us. We get older. We don't look the same. The next one's called Mighty Joe Young. This is a good one. I really enjoyed this. It has Bill Paxton in it. Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron, is that how you pronounce it? She's absolutely... Oh, almost dropped it. Wow, sorry about that, guys. Well, she's absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful woman. And Bill Paxton was great. Gone too soon. The next one's called The Miracle Worker, and I don't know anything about this. I just saw it out in the wild and I grabbed it. It says it's a contemporary version of an American classic. It must be the Helen Keller story. You'll feel like you're seeing the story for the very first time, it says. Contemporary version of the classic true story stars the acclaimed talents of Haley Kate Eisenberg as Helen Keller. The next one is called Murder, She Purred, starring Ricky Lake. A Mrs. Murphy mystery. Haven't seen that one either. Jeff Daniels and Christopher Lloyd in My Favorite Martian. This one's in pretty good condition. Seems like it was barely barely viewed, barely handled. Probably one of the most depressing movies ever. I have two of these, two different editions of the same movie. This is the fully restored 40th anniversary limited edition of Old Yeller. And they're calling this one the Walt Disney Collection. This one's still sealed. And it has a $3 coupon for certain movies from the website. And you can get The Parent Trap, Pollyanna, Old Yeller, Swiss Family Robinson. Get $3 off those movies. The next one is the remake of Oliver Twist. It's probably like a third or fourth remake of the original. I think the original came out in the 60s. This one probably came out in the 90s. Starring Richard Dreyfuss and Elijah Wood, Oliver Twist. That little sticker down here just says part of the magic of the wonderful world of Disney. It's not a sticker though, it's a it's actually a print into that insert, that cover art there. I have a couple different editions of The Parent Trap. It's the same movie, it just has two different covers. So the one here on the left is the Haley Mills collection. And the other one is called the Family Film Collection. So we can see those side by side. Very similar, but a little bit different. And then here is yet a third edition. I forgot I had the third one. It's called Walt Disney Collection. And it is the same movie I just showed you guys. There has been a remake, but this is the original from the, it might even have been the 50s. I don't know. It's old, old, old. Haley Mills was just a kid. Might have been from the 40s. So here is the remake, starring Lindsay Lohan, Bill Paxton. She was just a little tiny tot there. She was probably, I don't know, 10 years old, 11 maybe, I don't know. And I have a couple of the Princess Diary movies. I have the original Part 1, starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. And I have the sequel called Royal Engagement. And this one, I like the cover on that. I like the, it's kind of, I don't know if you can really pick it up, but that band underneath the title has kind of like a prism effect. And I like that yellow spine. It looks good. Disney always does very well with their marketing and designing and everything. And I'm starting to lose my stuff here. I think I'm gonna go take a nap after I upload this. Not quite feeling the greatest today. A bit of a sore throat. So the next one, these are the last two on this shelf, and we got one more shelf to go, is Pollyanna. This is from the Family Film Collection line that they had. And then this is the old white clamshell, the one that's thicker and heavier, and it just has a better quality feel to it. I really love these. And I bought this one. I remember exactly where I bought this one. It was a couple summers ago at a thrift shop. And this thing was like, I don't even know if this thing was ever viewed. It looks like it was barely even touched by anybody. I mean, this is a very old movie, but just look how clean this thing is, man. I mean, there's no dings or dents or anything. It's just incredibly clean and mint. It's really nice. Too bad it wasn't like a Snow White or something. Something that's a little more cooler than Pollyanna, but hell, I'll take it. So that will do it for shelf 3. We got one more to go. The next one here is called Rascal. And it's Billy Mooney right there from Lost in Space fame. Wow. Told you I need to take a nap. Yeah, that's a pretty cool movie. I like that. I like Billy Mooney as an actor too. The next one is called A Saintly Switch, and I have no idea what this is about. It looks like it's about the New Orleans Saints, which I have no interest in whatsoever. I used to like Drew Brees. I thought I had him on my fantasy team a couple times, but he's been gone for a while. It does have Vivica A. Fox there, and David Alan Grier from In Living Color fame. But yeah, it looks like this is something I wouldn't watch, and I know for sure I wouldn't have bought this if it wasn't a Disney movie. This is just part of the collection. No interest in that movie whatsoever. The next one is called The Shaggy Dog, starring Fred MacMurray. Comedy Favorites series. You got this one at a Goodwill. See how inconsistent Goodwill is? Like, some of these were $4.99. Some of them were $1.99 and they were still sealed. It's kind of a crapshoot when you go into a Goodwill. And lately, like the last couple of years, they've been pricing things at almost retail prices. So I haven't been in a Goodwill in about a good, I don't know, year and a half maybe. They're way too expensive anymore. Next one's called Snow Dogs, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. It's a fun movie. I really like Cuba Gooding. I think he's a great actor. My favorite role that he played was Trey in the movie Boys in the Hood. That movie was phenomenal. It's a great movie. But it's a completely different type of movie than a Disney movie. It's very violent. Okay, these two are kind of fun, I think. So this is another live action with animation in it. The one here on the left is still sealed, and it looks like you can get that at a Farmore. You guys remember Farmore? It was kind of it was a pharmacy. Well, Farmore means pharmacy and more, I guess. But it also had like groceries, and you can buy other stuff other than just prescription medication. So you can buy movies there too. And I didn't buy this at a Farmore. I bought this at a thrift shop, I think. And this was the original, the first release of it. It looks a little bit better because it's not as cluttered as this one is, but they're both cool. All right. The next one is called Sounder. Heartwarming tale of a young man's courageous journey to find his father. That's a beautiful dog. It looks like a German short hair pointer, which is a distant relative of my dog Heidi, is a Vizsla. It's a beautiful dog. Very smart dogs. That dog's probably smarter than that kid. Next one's called Squanto, a Warrior's Tale. Haven't seen this one either, but it does look good. I don't know if it's anything like it, but just looking at this cover, it looks like The Last of the Mohicans, which was a great movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. I really recommend it. It's kind of a slow burn, and it's a very long movie, but I recommend it if you ever get a chance to check it out. Last of the Mohicans was a great movie. Okay, so I have a couple of these. What do I have? 2. These are the same movie, just 2 different covers. And you have the Walt Disney Collection of Swiss Family Robinson. Great movie. I love this. I love these type of movies, kind of like the Castaway and those you know, stranded on a deserted island, and you get to see how people react and how they survive. You go into a different mode. You go into survival mode. This is more of a family type movie. Castaway was more, it seemed like it was kind of realistic, but there was a lot of stuff in there that probably would have never happened. But these are both of the 2 different covers for the same movie. And we got a few left here. This one's called Tall Tale, The Unbelievable Adventure, starring the great Patrick Swayze. Really liked him as an actor, and it was a shame when he passed away. There's another Haley Mills collection called That Darn Cat. Here's one I have no idea about. The 3 Lives of Thomasina. And this thing is like brand new. It looks like, well, then again, it is The 3 Lives of Thomasina. I don't think people were rushing out to grab this for a multiple watch. But this thing is like brand new, man. And it's going to stay that way because I will never watch this. I don't have any interest in it. Never say never, right? You never know. But I just can't see myself ever watching that. I don't even really know what it's about. Next one is The Three Musketeers. Excellent movie. Check out this cast. You got Charlie Sheen. You got Kiefer Sutherland. Jeez. Chris O'Donnell, Oliver Platt, Tim Curry, and Rebecca De Mornay. She used to be pretty nice in her day. There she is right there. Very lovely. I bet you she aged well too. She had a classic beauty look, and I'm sure she's still beautiful. All right, we got 5 left. So we have Tom and Huck. Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Brad Renfro, who, this young kid here, he passed away. I believe it was an accidental. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. But this young man has passed away, Brad Renfro. This is not a good place to air that kind of stuff. I don't want to talk about it. But rest in peace to Brad Renfro. We never really got to see his full potential. This one is called A Day at the Magic Kingdom. This is kind of a documentary about Magic Kingdom. It's only 30 minutes. But you can see some of the rides that were there, and I believe some of these rides are gone now. Probably a few at least. The next one is called The Walt Disney Story. This one's still sealed. It's a documentary about the man himself, Walt Disney. Built a great empire. I wonder what he would think if he was around today of all the questionable decisions that Disney has made over the last 10, 20 years. I wonder how he would react to that. I wonder if he would be for it. And you don't know. We'll maybe never know. But this is only a 25-minute kind of a documentary about Walt. And we got two more here. This one's called Whispers and Elephant Tail. The true life adventure of a big little hero. One thing Disney is, well, there's a few things that Disney is good at, but one of the things that they're good at is their live action movies with animals. So they do have very good animal trainers on set. They make sure that the animals are well taken care of. And they used to do a lot of kind of Animal Kingdom type documentaries. I really like those. And we have one more here, if I can reach this. I'm kind of at a weird angle here. So this is White Fang 2. So obviously I have to find White Fang 1. Myth of the White Wolf. And again, this is another one. I'll just grab it if I see it out and about. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not actively hunting for this one. So that is it for the entire VHS Disney collection. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Again, if you see something that I'm missing that you think I should have, you can comment below. If you have something you'd like to trade, I have some doubles of these live action ones too. And I do have some other, oops, sorry about that bad camera work there. I almost tripped, so that's why I was kind of jerking around. But I have a lot of these. These are all doubles here that I'm willing to trade, and they're all in really, really good condition. I have all of the Black Diamond ones available for trade, because I have doubles and sometimes triples of those. So just take a look here, and if there's anything that you guys see that you'd like to have in your collection and you'd like to trade something that I need in my collection, just let me know. I'm very reasonable, and I'll give you a good deal. All right, thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I will see you next weekend. I'm going to start a new series, and I guess we'll go through the DVDs, and we'll do maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 videos for the DVDs, and then we'll jump into the Blu-ray and 4K. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and thank you for watching. See you next time.